These are the gates to the Spidergales Cemetery. The reason they call them Spidergates is because the design right there kind of looks like a spider. They also call them sun gates because they look like the sun radiating waves. They are believed to not be the original gates because the original gates had a big archway on the big ones here, and it also had the said Spidergales Cemetery across the top at one time. And they don't know where the original gates are. They believe one of these might be the original, but they're not 100% sure, and that the other one might be in the museum somewhere because it was so old. And that's pretty much it.
Alright, so we're at the east wall of the cemetery, and this is supposedly an altar. It's supposed to be 6 feet that way and 12 feet this way. It's lined with granite posts in kind of a level area. There's no entrance into the cemetery or into that area from the cemetery. You can see where the walls have been broken down, where people have been climbing over it, looks like probably. There's rumored to have been found some runes in here. So we're just going to kind of explore a little further and see what else we can find. It's an area where grass is rumored to not grow. So this is the east wall. It's probably going to be over in that corner. So let's just head over in that area. Right, east wall, that'd be the west wall. That'd be north, this would be south. So southwest would be over here. Well, this is what I would assume to be the southern wall. There's definitely no grass growing here, but it looks like it's because people are walking on it. A lot of roots and stuff, a walking path, there section. Looks like someone actually took the wall apart there. I bet. Someone actually took the topstone off the wall, made a little opening in there for walking through. I do find it kind of odd though that the cemetery walls are clearly defined all the way around this area, yet the cemetery ends up there. There's no more clearing, nothing coming this way, a lot of trees and overgrowth. Maybe they just intended to clear this later if they needed the room. A lot of the reports of unusual happenings are not really from the cemetery itself. If we keep walking down the road, we eventually walk through a little swampy area, and then we have to walk up a hill to get back up to Mulberry Street. And at the base of that hill is where the majority of the weird stuff has been reported to have happened. So let's just keep walking, because if we keep going, we'll end up on Mulberry Street again. But because he said so. Alright, so there's the gates to the cemetery over there. And this is the south wall where we went to look for the area where the grass is not growing, and they call that Kettlebrook. And there's supposed to be a swampy area back there, and a brook that runs that way. And down there is supposed to be the ruins of a dam and a mill, but that is not the area where the eerie and weird happenings have been reported. And we're going to go investigate that area. And that if we continue down the road on Earl Street, it eventually comes to an area where there's a hill. We'll walk through a swampy area, and there's a hill that leads up to Mulberry Street, and that's where the reports of eerie and weird happenings occur. So we're going to go check that out. We're going to walk down that way. This is one of the cornerstones, one of the corner pillars. 4 corners of the flat grassy knoll area, and after reading a little further, some separate historical research has proven this to be the site of the original Friends-Meetinghouse for the Quakers. Alright, so we're coming up on the swampy area. We're not far from the base of the hill. I'm not sure if the camera can hear this or not, but the trees are creaking in the background. Sounds a little bit like a groaning. There are birds off in the trees that are squeaking. Sound could be misconstrued as a girl's voice, a childlike voice. The wind is blowing through the trees, so the leaves are rustling, branches are snapping or smacking against each other. So you get that illusion, especially if it were dark and you were down here, just messing around and trying to scare yourself. You could easily use those sounds in the background as well as the surroundings to really scare yourself and become frightened. And then you add this eeriness of this swamp and that effect. It really compounds things. And so we're going to continue on and move on to the base of the hill and see if we can find how it's supposed to be around here. Alright, so we've just passed the swampy area. We're looking for a tunnel. So this might be Mulberry Street. There's a gate blocking the road. And it looks like an old tar road. They used to go up through here. The gate's all locked and there's no trespassing, so we're not going to go up there. We're going to walk a little further up the road, but it appears that we're probably going to run against a gate up there as well. So we're on the lookout for a tunnel, a rock tunnel, and see if we can find that. We think we may have found the tunnel. It's actually supposed to be a rock culvert that the Quakers built for the road to go over and allow the stream to come through. TJ's going to go down and take a look real quick. Okay. This area, actually, there was a young boy who was brought down into this area some time ago by a teenager and beaten to death. And they found him stuffed into this tunnel. So that's the tunnel. So we found the tunnel.
Apparently, a while back, there was a boy that was beaten by some teenagers, and he was shoved into there, into this hole. And it's small here, but for a small boy, they could shove him in there, and after you get through this small opening, it widens up a bit. So, yeah, other than that, that's pretty much it.